ladies and gentlemen, let us move on to our next session, which is we are going to interact with eminent actress, producer, director, Miss Nandita Das. And Nandita ji has already joined us. But let me first introduce her. Even though we all know her, Nandita Das was born on 7th November. And she has acted in over 40 feature films in 10 different languages. She won accolades for numerous performances, including Fire, Earth, Bhavandar, Kanathil, Muthamittal, Ajagi, Kamali, Before the Rains, and many other films. Her directorial debut feature film Firak first premiered at Toronto International Film Festival and has traveled to more than 50 festivals, winning more than 20 awards. Her second film, which is directed by her, Manto, which we are going to see today, has also traveled to many festivals, and it is, of course, it's based on the life of Manto, the 20th century poet, Saadat Hasan Manto. So friends, let us welcome Miss Nandita Das. Nandita ji.
नमस्कार.
नमस्कार. कैसे हैं आप लोग सब? Lovely to see you, Vinay.
Lovely to see you, and many congratulations. Your film Nawaz won an award, and rightly so.
Oh, wonderful!
And, yes,
I shall tell him.
Yes, you must.
Good. So, बताइए.
Yeah, so we have already announced and introduced you to people.
Okay.
So let me start with the interaction now.
Sure.
You have been a very successful actress in films in different languages. So we wanted to know what motivated you to get into direction.
First of all, successful ki kya paribhasha hai? What is it? I'll stick to English because I'm sure there are people from other parts of the world maybe and subcontinent. So I don't know what the definition of success is. Many people would think that I missed the bus because I didn't move to Bombay at the right time. I didn't do the mainstream cinema, etc. But to answer your question, what motivated me to be a director? अगर मैं मंटो की ज़बान में कहूँ, when Manto was asked, why do you write these stories, he used to say, पहले मैं उसको उर्दू में कहूँगी, मैं अफसाना नहीं लिखता, अफसाना मुझे लिखता है. I don't write stories write me. So in my life also it has been a bit similar. I became an actor by default, accident. In fact, my first film is also Vinay's first film. So both our journeys started with Fire. And so, that was a complete accident. And so was Firak. I didn't sort of decide I want to make a film. I think when the Gujarat carnage happened in 2002, it was hugely disturbing. For the first time, we were watching sort of live footage on television. That's the first time the 24/7 NDTV was on. And, we saw these heinous crimes being committed. There were stories that were friends who were working in the field were telling me. So I did a series of talks called, I named it Identity and the Notion of the Other. So because, there is always this othering that we sometimes tend to do because of our own prejudices, our fears. And then I realized that all these talks somehow, was further polarizing the conversation. Every talk that I gave people, there was so much passion flying, so much anger. And I felt that cinema is such a powerful medium and it kind of goes into your subconscious, in a very subliminal way. And I thought maybe I should do a film. And that's how Firak was born. And I wasn't very happy with the release and I swore I will never direct another film. But thankfully the memory of that faded. And in 2012, I started researching for Manto, and then, so there's a gap between Firak and Manto of almost 10 years.
Right.
So I'm not really a professional in that sense, actor or director.
But you should direct more often now onwards.
Yes, hopefully it won't be a 10-year gap.
Your father is a internationally acclaimed painter. He paints on a canvas, cloth or paper canvas, and you create your art on a screen canvas. Mm-hmm. Have you ever thought of picking up brushes and do something on the paper or cloth canvas?
I think, often what happens when you're a child and your father is of a particular profession, everybody asks, doctor ke bete ko पूछते हैं, तुम doctor बनोगे क्या? So I was also asked, so you're going to be a painter, you're going to be an artist. And both my parents gave me a lot of freedom, gave me, to do what we wanted to do, both my brother and I. We had nothing to rebel about. And I think children just like to rebel, sometimes rebel without a cause. So I sort of told myself I'm not going to paint, which was one of the most foolish things I did. But at a very young age, I almost stopped painting. And then when I did my geography honors, and my father would see me doing all these diagrams and drawings, and he used to say, "See, you could have done painting, and not to become a painter. Like I learned music, I learned dance, not to become a singer or a dancer, but just to have a more holistic life." So that's one regret, that I kind of left it too soon. So yeah, I mean, there were no pressures at all anyway. Do what you love and love what you do was the only kind of motto.
Yeah. Coming to this film which we are showing today, Manto, it must be a lot of research, pre-script research, and even and your character was based in Pakistan, also in Bombay, and then Pakistan. So, what kind of difficulties you faced in doing this research?
Yeah, so it was really in 2012, which was a centenary celebration, that I started thinking about even doing a film, because I read much more about him. I read the essays that he had written, which told me much more about the person and not just the writer. And but at that time, I had no clue how difficult it would be. I didn't grow up in an Urdu speaking household, so a lot of the translations aren't very good in English, and also not all the works are translated in English. So I had to read them in Devanagari in the originals, but in the Hindi script. I read them, and then I went to meet the family. I went to Lahore a couple of times and met the family, who were just absolutely wonderful and very supportive. They gave me lots of photographs. I mean, photo the itne kam, lots meaning pretty much what is in the public domain. But more importantly, they told me little trivias, little nuggets of stories, and especially Manto's sister-in-law, yani Safiya jo hai, his wife's sister. So she, Zakia Khala, as I call her, Zakia Jalal, who was also his nephew's wife. They are kind of related in two different ways. And she's in her late 70s, and she told me some very precious stories, not only about Manto, but also about Safiya. Because Manto hadn't written enough about Safiya. He was not so interested in housewives, and he has enough to say about why he doesn't want to write about mundane things that women do, and was more interested in the women who are on the margins of society, especially sex workers. So to know Safiya more, I had to really dig deep. Manto is very prolific, so there was lots written. And then to find locations, and then to convince a funder, and then to think what kind of script should it be, because there are many people who had never heard of Manto. In fact, more people who hadn't heard. And then there was some who were absolutely Manto experts and would be waiting there to find faults. And then there are a whole lot of people who are in the middle of it, who kind of think they know more about Manto than they actually do. So they are more dangerous than anybody else, because they try to find faults where maybe they don't exist. So I had a range of people that I was telling this story to. So it was a very difficult script also to write. It began with a 10-year story from 1942 to 52. And then with every draft, it kept getting narrower and narrower, because there was so much in it. And ended up being a 4-year story from 1946 to 1950, where partition kind of comes in the middle, and those 4 years were the most sort of tumultuous years, both for Manto and for the two countries, India and Pakistan. So the whole journey, yeah, it took me about 6-7 years, from its inception to the release, 2012 se 2018, yani 6 years. And then I wrote a book, because the journey was just so long and exhausting, and I just had to pour it all out and have my catharsis. So I did a big fat book with lots of images called Manto and I. So it kind of chronicles the journey of those 6 years.
Where can I get hold of the book?
Amazon पे है, Flipkart पे है, मंगाइए.
क्या नाम से है? बुक का नाम क्या है?
Discount
Manto and I.
Manto and I.
Okay, okay.
मैं दिखा दूंगी, मेरे पास है.
हाँ, बिल्कुल.
तो होनी चाहिए.
So, were you worried in the beginning that current generation may not connect because they might not have known even the name of the Manto? So they may not connect, they may not connect with this character. So were you worried about the commercial success and mass acceptability of this film?
If I was worried about that, I don't think I would have done any of the films I did, or any of, both as an actor and a director. So that's not been my journey. Like I said, by accident, I had acting or direction of films was neither my dream nor my ambition. And I still think of it more as an interest, as something that I do on the side. So I don't think that was the concern at all. But I think your first question was about, sorry, what did you say? That... Sorry, Harsh, what did you say in the beginning? Not just current generation. Yeah. So the real reason behind doing this film was not just, of course, my own love for Manto that kept growing as I read him more and more, but it was primarily to respond to everything that is happening today. And when I say today, think of also 2012 and 2012 or jo chalta raha. Since then, I think the relevance of Manto has only increased. But even at that time, I felt that, identity politics was being played. There's so much of prejudice. There's so much of anger. There's so much of othering. Everything that we are grappling with, even censorship, attack on art and human rights and freedom of expression. All these things were also during partition. It was in Manto's time. That is what he responded to through his essays and stories. So I felt that if I want to respond to what is happening today, maybe I need to take refuge in something that happened 70 years ago. And if I tell that story, people will be able to see the parallels today. And I think people see those parallels, and there's nothing to do with young or old. In fact, there are a lot of young people who are, in fact, big Manto admirers. There are these groups called Urdu Walas, and if you see the FB page, there are a lot of young people because he speaks to their rebelliousness. Young people में फिर भी एक जोश होता है, गरम खून होता है to change things. Some amount of idealism is there. So I think Manto spoke to them as well. I mean, it's not an easy film. It's a difficult film. It could have been interpreted in many different ways. ये मेरा Manto है, कोई और Manto बनाता तो शायद वो अलग होता. So so I wasn't thinking of, I wanted to, it was a means to communicate. So I was thinking of the audience. I'm not saying that I'm not, but finally you have to make a film that really speaks to you. And we are not so unique. When we like something or we dislike something, you have to believe that there are many others who will feel similarly if the emotions and the story is truthful and, as honest as it can be. There's nothing perfect in art, but, you do your best and tell that story that you want to tell.
By the way, आपने मंटो की जिंदगी का एक हिस्सा लिया अभी. So should we?
जी. Just sorry, तो
should we wait for Manto Part 2?
उसके बाद तो मेरे पास इतनी सारी period films आने लगी, biopics started coming to me, and I said, my God, not for a long, long time, till this memory fades of how difficult it was to write the script, to find the locations, to do, just to recreate the times wasn't easy at all.
Right.
And Manto पे तो पूरा actually तब मुझे अगर पता होता यार समझ होती, I should have done a 100-part series or something. It's something that can just literally go on and on. So, but I'm very old school. I still think in terms of films and this one story that kind of that you tell. So
we have with us Mr. Vineet.
Have you seen it?
Yes, of course I've seen it. Of course I've seen it, and I saw it in the very first weekend, and I just have to add that
on the big screen.
On the big screen, Of course, I've seen it on the big screen.
You're probably one of the few who have seen it on. Most people have ended up seeing it on Netflix. So I'm very happy. Thank you for seeing it on the big screen.
And I just want to add that thank you for making that film. It was a lovely film. It was a beautiful film.
Watching.
And the fact, as you said, that everybody has their say, and it says a lot about Manto. It's almost like Shakespeare. Everybody has their own interpretation of Shakespeare, and they want their
Absolutely. And
Shakespeare to
as it
be
should be.
in a certain way, and as it should be. So that's why there are many people who don't know how to read Arabic or Devanagari, but they read Manto, and I've read some of the English translations as well. I'm a huge Manto fan also because when I was growing up, I was in a boarding school and uh, very attracted to literature. And I remember my favorite teacher said that Manto and Chugtai, you guys are not supposed to touch now. And I was in eighth standard, and that just sparked it off.
That's
I
true.
started reading just because I was told
That
not
makes
to.
you want to read even
Of
more.
course, of course. And then
पाकिस्तान में तो ऐसे बहुत
yeah.
होता था, लोग छुप छुप के पढ़ा करते थे.
So I'm so glad also because what you have done is that you have introduced him to this generation, and it's not even millennials we're talking about. There's another term for the Gen Z, they call themselves.
Gen Z.
So
Gen Z.
Yeah, Gen Z. So I also think it's a very important film.
I'm very happy to be introducing,
yes.
and I definitely think, and he represents a certain thought. For me, it is not just the person and the writer. Manto is an idea. जब मैं कहती हूँ कि मुझे इस फिल्म के थ्रू मंटोयत फैलानी थी, the Manto-ness in all of us. This whole desire to be more free-spirited or to be more honest. To be more outspoken, fearless,
and bohemian in his era.
And bohemian, absolutely.
He
was so ahead of his times.
Yeah, so ahead.
And a feminist, I mean, in not just in his stories, but in his life too.
By the way, I was just mentioning to Vinayji, he has also performed Manto in other film, Ketan Mehta.
Oh yeah,
film.
that's true, in Ketan's film. Yeah.
Toba Tek Singh. Ketan wanted to do Toba Tek Singh, and then he created a character. He took that liberty, and Manto allows that, it seems. And Ketan basked in that.
Manto allows everything.
Yeah, everything. So yeah, he's a great. I don't know when I should introduce my kids to Manto because I have two daughters, and and they are.
How old are they?
They are 15 and 17. And I
perfect
don't know.
Age.
Perfect
15 age. Is perfect age.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm going to introduce it to my son. Of course, he's pretty much seen Manto, chup chup ke.
Yeah.
But this is the perfect age to introduce them to Manto.
Yeah.
The other day we were having discussion with Vishal Bhardwaj. So Vinayji raised, he said कि किसी भी कैरेक्टर के सुर को पकड़ने की बात होती है. विनयजी बता रहे थे उसको. तो वो आप कैसे पकड़ते हैं? इन्होंने विशाल जी से पूछा. तो अगर आपसे भी ये सवाल करें.
No, but I would ask a different question to Nandita. See, and this question is coming from a very important and profound place. My kids, as you said, I never ask them to do this or read this or. It really doesn't matter. Just be happy. Find your interest and freedom.
Be discerning.
Whatever is it that you want to do. So my younger one once asked me that, Papa, tell me, what do you want me to be? And then I told her a story of my father and I. And then I remember once my dad had asked me casually, and I said, actually, I really want to be a teacher. And my dad gave it to me. It's like, you have any idea how difficulty and how expensive it has been to educate you, give you the right education, and this is what you want to do. आपको पता है कि टीचर की क्या तनख्वाह होती है?
So sad that teacher की क्या नहीं पर टीचर की अहमियत सोचिए कितनी कम है. That's very sad.
And my father was also a teacher. He started his career as a teacher, and so then of course the economy, the want to the financial independence. Every family, especially coming from Bihar in a middle class family. So I felt very sad, that my father didn't think that it was a great idea to be a teacher. So I was telling this to my daughters, and I said, "See, this is what I don't want you guys to feel the burden of. Whatever is it that you want to be." And then my older one was sitting next to me on the other side, and she said, uh, "Father, don't you think that's a huge burden in itself that you don't expect anything from us?" And that got me
You
thinking.
say you're doomed, you don't say you're doomed.
You do. So you grew up, in a household, of such acclaimed artists. I've met your father. He's fantastic. There was this once from Delhi to Bombay. We shared a flight together, sitting next to each other. Amazing man. And
He's my Manto. I always say, even in my book I've written, he's
exactly.
completely Manto-esque. So I've lived with a Manto, and I know how difficult that is.
So
It
the
couldn't have
reason I'm
been
asking
fun
is
for
that
Safiya to live with him.
the father in me is a little inquisitive about
Right.
the little girl that you were when you were growing up. What was it? Of course, the rebellion also comes. You don't want to be a painter, like my daughters say. Yeah, I don't want to be an actor. And I said, fine. I never ask you to.
सही है.
You do whatever it is that you want to do.
I'm in fact scared when my son acts very well. I tell him actor मत बनना और कुछ भी करना actor करना. So unfortunately मैंने उसको
so
बोल दिया है. So
so
I hope he doesn't become
that's the thing.
rebellious.
The moment you said mat banna, to wo to wahi banega. That's
वही
the reverse
please
psychology
अब
works.
इसीलिए मैं नहीं बोलने वाली हूँ उसको.
Yeah. So what I want to know is, when you were growing up, I just want to know your state of mind. What was it? Of course,
What was it to
you
grow up in that kind
yeah,
of
you come
world?
from such a privileged
Yeah.
background, with privileged parents,
Yeah.
no pressure of doing this, or getting married at the right age, or
I
studying
agree.
this for whatever. It's
Absolutely.
amazing to have.
Like no
Yeah.
bandhan. And we think of privilege as money. हम बोलते हैं हम बड़े privileged हैं. I feel
Yeah.
that of course money is a privilege. I don't want to undermine that. But within a certain kind of a category of people जहाँ हमारा
Yeah.
खाना पीना छत है, especially during this pandemic, we realize how privileged we are, because even to be locked down and have social distancing is a privilege. But the real privilege beyond, of course, the roti kapda makan is the privilege of thought, the freedom of
course.
thought, that
Of
you
course.
can decide for yourself, the privilege to ask questions, that you can question anything. He would say that just question anything. If you think that I'm saying something wrong, question it. So my mother is a writer, my father a painter. So of course I had this great privilege of growing up not just with them but their friends, and that was a wonderful time in Delhi. Photographers and architects and writers and other painters and potters and musicians and dancers. In fact, cinema was not even a form of entertainment. My parents never took me to films. We had a television 8 years after everybody else did. सो हमारे लिए एंटरटेनमेंट होता था कि भाई आप एक डांस कॉन्सर्ट ओडिसी देखने जा रहे हैं, या कुमार गंधर्व को सुनने जा रहे हैं, तो हमको विंग्स में बिठा देते थे, दैट ही इज रिहर्सिंग, रियाज कर रहे हैं, अब तुम सुनो बैठ के. ओ गॉड, अब इनको ये अपना रियाज कर रहे हैं, हम बैठे. बट ऑल ऑफ दैट नाउ व्हेन आई थिंक, it has informed me so much. I mean, now when I look back, I realize what a rich childhood in many ways, that we और उस तरह का हेल्प तो हमें हर जगह ले जाया जाता था. किसी के घर भी जा रहे हैं तो हमें वहीं पर सुला दिया. एंड ऑल दीज राइटर्स, म्यूजिशियंस, दे वुड बी ड्रिंकिंग, स्मोकिंग. तब तो इतना अवेयरनेस भी नहीं था कि स्मोक घर के अंदर नहीं करना चाहिए, बच्चों के सामने नहीं करना चाहिए. And they would be reading their poetry, sharing their work, arguing with each other and hugging next minute. So we really saw, like, what you, even Manto के टाइम पे, जैसे ईरानी कैफे का एक सीन है फिल्म में, जिसमें मंटो, इसमें चुगताई, राजेंद्र सिंह बेदी, किशन चंदर, ये सारे जो progressive writers, and they're all sitting and talking and arguing, and I remember, I have memories of my father and his peers doing that and hearing those stories. So in that sense, I feel like I'm very fortunate to have had. My only regret is that that's not the world I'm able to give my son, because one, I'm in Bombay. It's still a new city, even though I've lived here for now 10 years. I don't know those addas kahan hote hain, jo mil baith ke, those apni sharing their work and laughing and bringing their children. Now it's also sanitized and children are going to these fancy schools. there is a natural exclusion because the best schools are also expensive schools. You know, we are scared. Safety. हम तो सड़कों पे खेलते थे. अब तो they are mostly at home. I mean, apart from the lockdown, but in general, the times are so different. And that's when I realized I must be ancient because, you know, my childhood was really starkly different from what, you know, these children are getting.
I guess every generation
I'm
faces
very
that.
fortunate for that childhood.
Yeah.
Sure. And I'm a late mother, so my, you know, gap is reasonably large. My son is turning 10, in fact, day after. And, you know, and I feel that it's such a different childhood. But I tell him those stories. Sometimes he says, tell me a story. And usually my stories are about my grandparents or my childhood in Odisha, where jahan talab hai or kuan hai, or, you know, stories of my father. So these are the stories. When he tells me, tell me a story, these are my bedtime stories.
Do you ever take him to Odisha?
Yes, he's gone there many times.
Lovely.
I do, but
Yeah,
not
because-
so much to
because-
the hometown because that's a little
Yeah.
away, but to Bhubaneswar.
Yeah. Because this is
no, the
this
children
is
must get out.
this is the problem with our generation. I mean, the parenthood that, you know, because my children, they speak Hindi by the virtue of the fact that they were born in Bombay. They speak Marathi, but they don't speak Bhojpuri. They understand it, but they don't speak Bhojpuri, and they
Bhojpuri phir bhi thodi, but
right
not their
and
fault.
right, not their fault at all. And it's just, you know, just wanting to make them realize that it's not just about the language, it is about understanding, because, you know, understanding another language gives you an edge on so many other things. And now they
But
are
I'm
slowly
trying the same
getting
with
into
my son.
Yeah.
It's very tough because language is a window to culture, you know,
Correct.
and culture, way of thinking. There's so much. Zaban mein itna kuch hai. And when I was literally 2.5, my parents tell me I could speak 4 languages. And the credit doesn't go to me, it goes to them that they taught me Odia, Gujarati, Hindi, English. And over the years, Bengali भी बोल देती हूँ और मैंने 10 भाषाओं में इसीलिए फिल्म कर पाई हूँ because I had that strong foundation of different languages, which our children, especially in Bombay, there's a lot of English that sort of comes in. You know, it's much more. Anyway, we are digressing, and our moderator is rather too gentle.
Yes,
so I'm going to come in because
sorry.
Harsh is too polite to interrupt us. So Harsh, we've gone all over the place, and because अभी parents वाली बात होती है ना वो अलग हो जाती है. Vinay, you and I need to catch up sometime.
Yes, we need
this.
to catch up. We shall.
Harsh, over to you now.
Yeah, Nandita ji, I wanted to ask, you have recently made a short film, Listen to Her, which is based on rising domestic violence against women during the lockdown. So what inspired you to pick this subject right now?
You know, I mean, when the lockdown began, I think, I'm sure all of us were extremely troubled by the images we saw. Whether it was of the migrant workers trying to go back home, the daily wages crowding at railway stations, and simultaneously, and then we started thinking, my God, just stay home, stay safe, it's such a luxury. And then we started hearing these surge in domestic violence cases that, you know, all helplines were absolutely jam-packed. The National Commission for Women brought out a report that it has really increased. There were stories in New York Times and Guardian and, you know, all the big newspapers around the world that this was not just an Indian phenomena, but around the world domestic violence had increased because many of the women were locked down with their perpetrators. And what do you do when you're locked down by your abuser? You know, how is stay home, stay safe is sort of so ironical. And also the burden on women had increased manyfold. You know, women were having to take care of the children, take care of the house, their spouses were at home or their partners, whatever, unka wo kaam, in-laws. There was absolutely no respite and women were really overburdened. And I mean, I have help. I can't complain. I've been very fortunate that I have live-in help. You know, I'm a single person. I don't have a spouse ordering me around either. So I really don't have much to complain. And yet, I was juggling like crazy, you know, between all the Zoom calls and webinars. और उस time बहुत सारे लोग मुझसे कह रहे थे to join these various platforms, and I was also so troubled. This felt like you want to be able to engage in some form, you know, it's more for your own conscience, if nothing else. So I was feeling very stretched. And in cinema, you can seldom be impulsive. You can't really be spontaneous because you write a script, then you do many drafts, then you do research, then you gather a team, then you go out and then you have to get funds. It's a very long drawn process. But with this film, it's a 7-minute short film called Listen to Her, which is on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, you can see it there. I could be spontaneous. Literally, one morning I wrote a 7-page script. उसको थोड़ा सा clean किया, कुछ चीजें निकाली, or next day I started shooting. And started meaning I shot in the morning, and I suddenly realized that it's the same living room. If you see the film, you'll recognize it.
We saw
And
this.
the light starts. Yeah, and the light starts going after 12, and you don't realize it as much when you're living there. But when you have your little camera, so my little phone, उसको बस मेरे पास तो ट्राइपॉड भी नहीं था, स्टैंड भी नहीं था, तो किताबों में उसको किसी तरह अड़ाया. And then I told my cook, अब तुम ऑन करो, ऑफ करो. फिर पता चला कि कैमरा तो बहुत दूर है. How do I? Oh, I can hear. Listen to her. का कुछ शुरू हुआ किसी का.
I just checked it on
And then
YouTube. I just put it on my list to watch. Sorry.
Yeah, I was wondering because I heard my son say "Mama." That's from the film. And then with my other phone, I recorded the sound. So I used to literally say sound. फिर मैं ये वाला ऑन करती थी. फिर मैं भरत जो कुक है उसको बोलती थी, भरत तुम कैमरा ऑन करो. फिर मैं क्लैप देती थी, shot, take 1, shot 2, and then I used to start performing. It was mad, and I hadn't recorded all the voices that I hear. So because it was just being very impulsive, so I had to imagine the voice of the husband, imagine the voice of the woman, cooker की सीटी, घंटी, सब कुछ imagine करते करते बस कर दिया. उसके बाद I reached out to some friends. So Ali Fazal did the voice of the husband, Swanand Kirkire ने कॉप कर दिया, अमृता सुभाष और संदेश कुलकर्णी ने कपिल जो जिसके फोन पे जिसकी आवाज आती है वो कर दिया. So Shikhar Prasad, who edited Firak and Manto, he edited the film, and Kunal Sharma did the sound, and Sagar Desai did the music. UNESCO came on board. I told them, I said, I'm doing this film. I want more people to see it and talk about these issues, to trigger these things. So they came on board. They brought UNICEF, UNFPA, UN Women, etc. So जैसे कहते हैं ना, कारवा बढ़ता चला गया, kind of a thing. And but it just came from this simple need to respond to what is happening and feeling kind of helpless that we are safe in our homes and so much is going on around us, which it still is. I mean, it's crazy how we have gotten used to the new normal, and we are still chatting and talking and carrying on with our lives, where many, many lives, millions of lives, are going to be destroyed for a very, very long time.
It's a very powerful film. I also watched when it was released. And you have placed Bharat very beautifully. Once you are standing near the window on your left, and Bharat is just he's doing his skating. So he also acted.
Bharat to is my cook. My son is Vihan. Bharat जो मैंने कहा, that is my cook. जो cameraman बना हुआ था. In fact, उसमें मैंने credit में दिया है cameraman, my name and his. So everyone was asking me, said, who is this cameraman? We haven't heard of Bharat Sahu. I said, well, he's just become my cameraman for this one. I need to give him due credit.
He's new in the industry. Just watch his next work.
Absolutely. So Vihan is my son. And he does this waveboarding all day. And that dialogue, when I say, please don't do it all the time, my head spins, is really true. Because he's constantly waveboarding. कभी-कभी मुझे ऐसे चक्कर आने लगते हैं उसको घूमता हुआ देखकर. So, and that little story that he says about octopus is completely his contribution to the script.
आगे intense shot चल रही है और वो पीछे movement कर रहा है, वो
of course it is intentional, right? Directors have कि intentional, सभी कुछ intentional ही होता है. So that is part of the mise en scène, as they say. It's part of the idea of, how she's kind of involved with what's happening, and watching. Because see, children also are watching everything that parents do, right? They're not just listening to what we are saying, but they're observing. If we are anxious, we transfer that anxiety. If we are talking to somebody, they're seeing that. If they see a kind of a patriarchy where maybe the man is sitting around and ordering and the woman is doing all that, they see that too. So children are sponges, and they watch and they get impacted by violence. They get impacted by what they observe. So I think it was also important to have a child. Even the call that I get, usme bhi ek bacha hai. So in some ways, everything is thought through, except the shoot was completely crazy.
We have with us Vineet Chopra. He is a jury member in the festival, and he's a director. Vineet ji, you want to ask something, say something?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Harsh.
Hello, Vineet.
Nandita ji, I really love the movie. When it comes to watching Manto, I have done it a couple of times, including this film festival as well as a jury. So one thing that comes to my mind is, as a storyteller, I always see this story and I wonder कि आपने कैसे decide किया how to fit in those short stories of Manto in the overall life that you're showing on the silver screen.
Right.
So that is a question that is running in my mind since many months now. So I'm lucky that I'm hearing it from you straight away. Can you
आपकी वॉल्यूम थोड़ी कम आ रही है विनीत जी, थोड़ा आवाज थोड़ी
सुनाई दिया वैसे मुझे. हाँ, सवाल सुनाई दिया. I'll repeat it. He's basically asking about how did I intersperse those stories, Manto stories, in telling his story. So Manto की कहानियाँ in telling the story of Manto. So yeah, that is something that I thought of, in fact, strangely, right from the beginning. From literally the first day, the day I thought that I want to make a film, I felt that you can't separate Manto the person and Manto the writer. And from his work and life, the lines are so blurred. In fact, even in his stories, the lines are so blurred. You don't know which is fact and which is fiction. कभी कभी उनके ऐसे ज्यादा स्टोरी लाइक लगते हैं, कभी स्टोरीज जो होती हैं वो ज्यादा रियल लगती हैं. So I felt that it would be really interesting if I can intersperse it, because if I tell you as an audience, if I tell as a filmmaker that Manto was a very sensitive writer, he really deeply cared about sex workers, or he was deeply impacted by the partition, and or he always saw even bigger events through individual stories, through intimate stories, and more personalized storytelling. How would you believe it? And also, it's a film medium. I'm not going to give you a bhashan ki bhai Manto ye bhi karte the, wo bhi karte the. So I felt the story kind of gave you a glimpse of that. When you see the story, when you see a Toba Tek Singh or a Thanda Gosht, you understand how this man is troubled by partition and what are the questions that he's asking about partition. Or when you see a 100 power candle bulb, or you see 10 rupiya, then you realize how much empathy he has for women. How does this writer even understand, how a woman's psyche, her situation, her predicament? So I think I felt the stories had to be part of the larger storytelling, and that's why I kind of brought in. And also, I don't like to see violence in films, and both my films, unfortunately, are set in violent times. So. But both in Firak and Manto, if you see, there is no violence really. So also, like doing a story like Kholdo or Thanda Gosht, sort of allowed me to show the horror of partition without showing any violence. And so in that sense also it helped me maybe.
Wonderful, wonderful. And also, I was thinking, each story had some of the other guest appearance from different actors. We had, I saw Rishi Kapoor, I saw Neeraj Kavi, I saw,
Gurdas Maan, I wouldn't have thought of him.
Yeah, Gurdas Maan, I was.
मैंने तो विनय को भी बोला था. Vinay had very sweetly said yes, but he couldn't do it. I think there was some date clashes.
Had some date conflicts. Yes.
I had pulled in all the friends that I wanted to sort of work with. सबको मैंने phone किया था. बेशरम होके as to just reach out to anybody that I could. Sorry, what was your question?
Even before asking it, so you just said it, wanted to work with all your friends. So my question would have been, आपने कैसे decide किया and what was your vision की, why did you bring so many people in and was there a thought behind it and other things?
Well, the thought behind was that I'm already doing a film that is not mainstream. Who wants to know about a Urdu writer who was there 70 years ago? Oftentimes, he would be branded also as a Pakistani writer. I think to divide Manto on the basis of nationality would be the biggest disservice to Manto and to the spirit of Manto, because Manto belongs equally to India and Pakistan. And a writer anyway belongs to the humankind. हम नहीं कहते Shakespeare was a great English playwright. We just say he's a great playwright, right? So he's the greatest playwright. Similarly, I think Manto just was a great short story writer. So it was already a very difficult subject, and the way I wanted to handle it and the kind of actors I wanted to take in my lead cast, like even Rasika. Now, of course, she's done a lot of things. But at that time, they were like, oh, but why can't you take somebody else? And all of those questions were there. And I didn't even have another alternative for Rasika. I was like, no, I just want to take Rasika. These two were cast while I was writing. It's in fact Nawaz and Rasika. So my real reason to reach out to these people was that I hope to see them. Maybe more people will come in. Finally, film is not a personal art. It is not a poem or a painting that I can do and keep it with me. There's a lot of effort, a lot of money that goes in. Even though this was made in fairly shoestring budget, much lesser than any film that you can see which kind of covers this canvas. I don't think any of you will be able to guess the budget, so I'm not going to tell you. But because we were making it at a smaller budget, I thought maybe, seeing Rishi ji or Man Saab, Gurdas Maan or Javed Saab, who had never really acted in any film. So I did use my whatever goodwill I had left after Firak, and, did reach out to friends, because I know it's easier to kind of convince them. And so that, but Gurdas Maan, I didn't know him at all. Rishi ji, I didn't know him at all. And in fact, I remember when I went to Rishi ji's place, the minute I walked in, he said, "Mujhe guest appearance mat bolna. Puri industry mujhe guest appearance ki bulati rehti. I don't want to do." So I said, in fact, मेरा तो बहुत ही छोटा guest है, वो एक दिन का कुछ काम होगा. He said, एक दिन का? And I didn't even know what role I was going to him for. My producers actually wanted me to, one of the producers, fix this meeting. And I said, I don't even know which role, because I have not written anything for you, kind of a thing. So he was like this literally. और फिर मैं ऐसे script पढ़ती जा रही थी, एक scene, कुछ ये वाला role. And he would look at me and I said, हाँ नहीं ये तो आपको नहीं करना चाहिए, तो बहुत ही छोटा सा है ये नहीं. Then I said, आप sleazy producer का करेंगे? So he said, sleazy producer? अच्छा बताओ. And then I showed him a Life magazine का, Life magazine, can you Life archives का एक photo था, where there was an old producer, and you might have seen it. It's a black and white photograph where he's auditioning women. And there was a whole series of it. So I won't name the producer, but he said, oh, I knew this producer very well. So I said, Rishi ji, please kar dijiye na. You would be amazing as a sleazy producer. So he said, okay, done. So, he was just very, very gracious. And I said, honestly, I only want to I've come to you because you're an amazing actor and you can pull, the people who want to watch you, maybe they will also come, because I want to tell Manto stories, not just to my allies and the kind of people who would want to see a film like this, but others as well. And similarly, Man Saab was incredibly generous and wonderful, when I went to him. So yeah, a lot of people, बड़ी मेहनत जाती है एक फिल्म बनाने में, इसीलिए दुख होता है जब अच्छे से रिलीज नहीं होती है. सारे विनय जैसे नहीं होते जो स्क्रीन पे देख लेते हैं, वो सोचते हैं हम अगले हफ्ते जाएंगे और तब तक वो निकाल देते हैं. But thanks to the OTTs and thanks to festivals like this, that we can still watch films that couldn't watch it on, because Netflix is also a privilege, in a country like ours. Not everybody can afford a Netflix. So I'm always happy when the film comes on other platforms.
Nandita ji, we are doing this festival with the idea to create a digital platform where we can bring filmmakers from all South Asian countries together and connect filmmakers from South Asian countries, be it Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan. And then they can connect, they can plan co-productions, joint ventures, they can collaborate, they can jointly make films, and they'll get access to wider, bigger.
Well, I hope that happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we are initiating.
No, I really. Sorry.
So, what is your opinion about such initiative? This initiative.
You personally know it very well. I've been in fact been supporting this idea of the festival right from the beginning. We were going to do it in Delhi. If
Yes.
you had worked hard enough for that. The dates were all locked. Everything was done, and then this lockdown happened. We went together to Karachi. In fact, all of us. So I mean, I have been also working on issues of how do we bring this South Asia together, because culturally, emotionally, socially, we are so aligned in so many ways. We have common problems. We have a lot of our food is very similar, at least of some parts of the country. Some of the languages are similar. The way we react to things are very similar. So there is definitely something that binds us together. In fact, historically, we were this one big block, was very much together. So it's a very good initiative. In 1996, Kuldeep Nair, in fact, took me for the first time to Pakistan, to Lahore. And that time we had gone because we just set up something called SEHER, South Asians for Human Rights, which Asma Jahangir, Kuldeep Saab, all these wonderful people who are no more, and who were really like my guides, philosophers, mentors in this whole. And they were really idealistic dreamers who believed that there is enough commonality between us that we can really across borders come together and creatively do things, have dialogues, have people to people interactions, have food festivals, have joint histories. Professor Panikkar, who was a great historian, he was very keen to do it. I remember I'd gone once to Lahore with Harsh Mandir, and I mean, there's a lot of history to even my own journey. I owe a lot to my visits to Sri Lanka and to Nepal and to Bangladesh and Pakistan. A lot of Indians, we go all the way to the US and Australia and all that, but we don't go and visit our neighboring countries. We know nothing about our neighboring countries. And I'm convinced once you go across the border, if you have any prejudice that they are very different from us, or they are an enemy country, or whatever preconceived notion you will have, it will totally go out of the window, because you will see it for yourself. And so I think this is a great initiative, and Harsh, you've been at it for a very long time, and जैसे वो अर्जुन की आंख के जैसे आप लगे हुए हैं उसमें, so बहुत बहुत मुबारक, and I'm very happy for you that this finally came together, even if it was online. Maybe online was good because you didn't have to bring so many people. उसके logistics में ही आप फंस जाते. I remember all those visa problems that we had. So I mean, we have to use this terrible pandemic that has happened and find the silver lining, that at least we can create this borderless space where we can all come together beyond our nationalities, but just as human beings who care about a more peaceful, a more equal, a more just world.
Certainly. Yesterday we were having a panel discussion where we were joined by filmmakers from all South Asian countries. From India, we had Vishal Bhardwaj and Brahmanand Singh, both of them who went with us. We had a filmmaker from Nepal, Nagesh Kumar, from Bangladesh, Tutul Chaudhary, and from Pakistan we were joined by Momina Durair. She is a daughter-in-law of Sultana Apa, and she is a successful commercial filmmaker, producer of commercial films, Momina Durair. So everyone has a unified voice that we should connect through the digital format. And in fact,
question about it, yeah.
Momina and Brahmanandji was also suggesting that we co-produce film for OTT, not for theater, but we can certainly create a web series for OTT and
absolutely
collaborate.
But it's so difficult. What happened to the Pakistani actors? There was so much of backlash on that. It's not easy to co-produce. We can't even, when I wanted to do Manto, I wanted the Lahore portions actually to be in Lahore. I went and did a recce. I even created, in fact, Jami, jiski film Jami was helping me, and he had put a team together to do the art direction there and everything, and it all went out of the window because nobody would be ready. Nobody was ready to insure anything, the equipment or the actors. It was so difficult, and we couldn't shoot there. In fact, I don't think any film that is set in Pakistan, but if it's an Indian film or an international film, actually has been shot in Pakistan. They always
Neither
end up doing
Pakistani
it in
film.
India, whether it
Yes.
is Mighty Heart, Michael Winterbottom's, or whatever, like whatever other films. Even Earth, Partition ki film jo maine ki thi, jo Lahore mein thi, which was shot in Delhi. Either it's Maler Kotla, or it's Delhi, or it's some place like that. We were lucky to find this amazing place in Gujarat, of all places, to recreate Lahore. But so definitely, if any kind of co-production can happen, and not just with Pakistan, but also with Bangladesh, the
Yes.
Bengali films or whatever, or with Sri Lanka, or with Nepal, I think we need, and it doesn't have to be about the countries. It doesn't have to have a big moral story about it. We have to just start working together
Exactly.
on just simple stories. Just treat it as
stories.
another collaboration, and it will open doors for other things. So we
But there is-
definitely should do it.
There is a ray of hope because Z5 has recently started commissioning
Yes, I
series in
saw
Pakistan
that.
and other countries.
That's wonderful. Yeah, and there are some amazing actors there, really good actors. Yeah, I think the director who made Cake, which I saw
Asim
in
Abbasi.
fact in Karachi. In fact, we saw it at that time, didn't we?
Yes, we saw
We
together
went.
there.
Yeah, so we saw it on the big screen there. Same director has done a series that somebody in Z5, in fact,
Z5. Yes.
G. And so definitely all collaborations are most welcome. And I think there are people who are screaming and shouting and screaming very loudly that we should create this animosity. And people like us, sometimes we don't want, because we are averse to that kind of conflict, we don't scream and shout, but it doesn't mean that our voices don't count. So I think if there are more of us that start speaking up and coming together, I'm sure we can drown those crazy voices, who want to always divide us.
Yeah, because art helps to heal the wounds. If there are wounds, there are pain inside people against each other, art will help to heal it. So it will eventually result in peace building.
Well, not unfortunately, art can also be used as propaganda. Art can also be used to tell lies. वो जमाना गया जब हम कहते थे art reflects reality. अब कौन सी truth की बात कर रहे हैं? Truth ही इतना सली हो गया. मतलब the truth itself has become post-truth, alternate truth. पता नहीं क्या क्या नाम हो गए. So unfortunately, we'll have to give it a new name, like I don't know, pure art or real art or authentic art. Art को भी quantify शायद करना पड़ेगा, unfortunately. But
human heart.
Human art, or I don't know what the name is, but definitely we should do, even if it's baby steps, even if it's short things, maybe online things, we could do. So definitely we should explore.
Vishal Bhardwaj suggested कि हर 3 महीने में ऐसी panel discussion करो where we all of us from all South Asian countries sit together. तो शायद हर 2-3 महीने में एक मीटिंग तो कर सकते हैं.
बिल्कुल, और उसको एक्सपैंड कैसे करें, क्योंकि क्या होता है, नहीं तो हम आपस में ही बातें करते रह जाएंगे. So it is also important that we get, maybe the younger voices, maybe the newer filmmakers, they will we sometimes have very old-fashioned ideas. Maybe the young people will think of new ideas. Maybe they will do a film. maybe तो फिल्म हम कर ही रहे हैं, जैसे जो short films भी जो हो रही हैं. Lot of it is happening across different people are shooting it on their Zoom or with their camera, and they're putting it together. Like Amit ji had done one film Chashma or something. Like Tiska Chopra had done one, जिसमें मैंने भी थोड़ा किया था. And so various people are doing. Why aren't we doing something like that, where we can all shoot in our own places, but maybe somebody can write something wonderful for us, and we can all do little parts of it. Maybe it's a poem, maybe it's a story, where we can all come together. So there are many ways to kind of, no, sorry, go ahead.
So what
अब फिल्म की स्क्रीनिंग शुरू कर दीजिए, इतनी देर लोग बातें सुनेंगे.
बस 5 मिनट है. So what should we expect from Nandita Das next? What are you planning to do in next couple of years? What kind of subject?
No idea, really. I mean, I don't plan that much in ahead. There are a couple of projects that I'm toying with. One is a series. बड़े डरते डरते मैं series के zone में घुस रही हूँ. It's a new space. One is a feature film. One is a documentary. So I'm just sort of in the early stages of this. I'm not so prolific. मैं इतनी जल्दी churn out नहीं कर पाती हूँ. दूसरी बात ये भी है that I am sort of my social advocacy work takes up more of my time, which is in many ways actually my main work. So I'm working with a lot of different organizations, initiatives. So yeah, so and to have a 10-year-old child 24 hours now for 5 months. अभी तो उसकी स्कूल शुरू हुई है last week, तो थोड़ा respite मिला है. The mornings at least for 4-5 hours now I have to myself. So I'm going to start writing. So, but I'm very happy to collaborate if there are some good ideas that we can think of. I'm sure we can do. Maybe Vinay and I and a few people can do a play. Vinay, what do you think of that?
विनय जो चले गए
Maybe we
अभी
can.
उनको
वो चले गए क्या उनका? Okay. But we could also do what we call like a play reading, but shoot it, like a what we call almost like a cine play. As
जैसे वो
I had done some plays.
तुम्हारी अमृता किया था, आपको याद होगा आपने भी
जी. हाँ नहीं, मैंने भी कुछ प्लेस किए थे जिसको हमने शुरू में ही शूट भी किया था. वो हॉटस्टार पे भी था, अमेज़न पे भी है. बिटवीन द लाइन्स आई हैड डन अ प्ले. I did about 45-50 shows, and then it was very difficult to take my child everywhere and go. And then we shot it. We shot it almost like a film. And so I think there are many possibilities. We have to explore them.
क्या नंदिता जी आप एक क्लोजिंग रिमार्क देते हैं ओवरऑल हमारे फेस्टिवल के लिए?
जी नहीं, बस जो मैंने पहले भी कहा था that it's a fantastic initiative to bring us all closer as a South Asian community. जैसे सार्क बना था वो सरकारी हो गया और वो धीरे धीरे उसकी थोड़ी हवा कम हो गई. आई थिंक पीपल टू पीपल इंटरैक्शन के हिसाब से, especially as filmmakers, where anyway we don't believe in borders. Our films can be watched by anybody outside, anywhere in the world. That's the power of cinema. So I think this is a great initiative that brings us all together to talk, to watch each other's films, to exchange ideas. We don't know what will trigger what will open which door, what will inspire whom. So I'm all for it, and I hope to be sort of an active, supportive member of it for as long as it's going to carry on. So congratulations and all the best.
Thank you.
Now they can watch.
Yes. We always receive your help, your support, wholehearted support in whatever we take. And thanks a lot for that, from heart.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, so we have Nandita Das. We had Nandita Das with us. We are going to watch her film Manto now. Thank you, Nandita ji, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, Harsh. Thank you, everyone.